Okay, so we have a few things to cover, and because I have a lot of things to cover, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget about them. But what we're going to talk about is this fake fear and all these lies that are being said about homosexual people in order to get supporters to fight against us because, you know, we're some big scary thing from another planet. But anyways, groups like the National Organization of Marriage, hate groups, because there are hundreds of hate groups. I know you probably know somebody, you know, somewhere in your state or the groups in your state that are hate groups. And then certain religious groups, because not all religious groups are hateful, but there are some that still exist. I came from one. So, and what we're going to talk about is all their false lies and how they like to scare people into believing what they want to believe. Because if they did not use fear, and if they did not scare you people into believing what they're saying is true, they would have no support whatsoever, and everything that they say would be pushed off as nonsense and stupidity. But because they're smart enough to be able to use big words that half the people there are asking for their support, who end up supporting them, don't even understand, but they sound big and scary, that's how they get their support. If people that are doing this today existed, you know, saying that gay people are bad and that they're going to teach our kids to be homosexuals, they're going to convert people to homosexuality, and they're going to destroy and doom our nation, if they existed back during the civil rights movement, the movement for women, unless you're a woman, and unless you are black, because in the civil rights, black people were fighting for their rights and women were fighting for their rights, and women would still be property, and lots of things that people used to not have any rights and be treated like crap would still exist. Which is why I find it's funny when black people and women say that we shouldn't give gay people their rights, when, why? Because they're already sitting comfortable with their rights, because they got theirs, and now they're going to turn around and deny them, other people, their rights, because they can do it. Same thing the Pilgrims did when they moved from Europe to America. They moved from Europe, why? Because they wanted the freedom to believe the way that they wanted to. And then when they moved here, they persecuted everybody who lived in America, aka the Indians, for what their beliefs were. Ironic, isn't it? Kind of sad that it's still going on today, too. Anyways, big thing that I've been hearing lately is people say, oh my goodness, please no, don't allow gay marriage because then my children will be taught to be homosexuals. I hate to break it to you, but dun da da da, another big frickin' lie. And who's saying these lies? People like the National Organization of Marriage. And they're saying, they had some stupid woman up there, even though this happened a while ago, this just has to do with what I'm talking about, put some stupid woman up there to say, they're teaching my kids, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? There are no classes, if you go to Massachusetts or any other states that legalized gay marriage and gave us the rights that we deserve as human beings and Americans, there is no class that you will walk into a high school or a junior high or elementary that is, let's be homosexual 101, or how to turn a straight kid queer, okay? It doesn't exist. What it is that your child is being taught to respect people, taught to be kind to other people, and to know that everybody deserves human rights, and that, guess what? Yes, there are straight couples who get married, a man and a woman. There are interracial couples who get married, someone who's white and somebody who's maybe Chinese or black or something like that. And yes, there are gay people in this world. Guess what? The only reason you don't want it being taught in your school is because you want your kids to think that homosexuality doesn't exist. You want people like me to go back into the closet, and you want us to shut up, and you want to act like we don't exist, and you want to forget all about us. But guess what? We're not going anywhere, and if you don't want your child to be taught how to respect people and how to see that there are other people like that, because teaching a child that homosexuality, that not teaching children homosexuality, but teaching a child that a homosexual person is still a person and should be treated as so and with respect, then that's your stupid, brainless, mindless prerogative. Because in reality, if you don't want your child taught homosexuality, take them out of the public school if you're in one of those states. If you don't want them to be taught that being a homosexual, well, if you don't want them to be taught to respect homosexual people, then take them out of the public schools and homeschool them and teach them your bigotous, horrible, one-minded, closed-minded beliefs at your own house. Or go out and find certain religious groups who still teach hate and join their Christian schools and have your children sent there. If you don't have the money to do that and you don't have the time to homeschool them, then fucking get over it. Okay? Just get the crap over it. And stop whining and stop complaining that your child is being taught how to respect other people. Okay? Let go of your prejudice, let go of your bigotry, and let go of your hatred, and allow your child to be taught to be kind to other human beings. Okay? There is no way to teach a young person how to be a homosexual. If they are gay, they are going to be gay, whether you like it or not. We are not going away. We have always existed. Homosexuality exists within animals, and it exists in human beings. If you don't like us, then get over it. Plain and simple. There you go. I just solved your problem for you. Also, we have people who throw out the Bible card. God hates this, God hates that. Point, God did not write the Bible. Human beings wrote the Bible. Okay? That's it. Right there. You say, oh, but it was based on the teachings of God. Guess what? Nowhere is it based on the teachings of God. Because according to Red Letter Edition Bibles, there are parts in the Bible where supposedly God spoke himself and the men wrote down the exact words that he said, and not in a single one of those will you ever find God saying he hates anybody, he hates homosexuals, or hates anything. Everything that is about hate has been written by man and man alone, with no inspiration of any divine thing whatsoever. Why? Because the Bible is a book. If you don't believe that, then I'm sorry, and if I've insulted you, then I apologize. But I have the right as a human being, because according to your Bible, God created all human beings with free will. I have the right as a human being to believe and do as I choose. And, I apologize that I was born a homosexual. I don't know how you can sit there and say that your Bible condemns a group of people that can't change who they are. Because once someone is born some way, there's no way to change it. People attempt to, and, that's fine, because some people think that they were born in the wrong way. That's fine, but I don't think I was born the wrong way. I'm gay. That's the way I was born. If you don't like it, then you'll have to get over it. Once again. But it's sad that especially certain religious groups that still use, especially like mine, their whole way of thinking is based on fear. You're supposed to fear God, the one who loves you. Why are you supposed to fear the one that loves you? You're supposed to fear everything. You're supposed to be afraid of everything, afraid of change, afraid of difference. Why? Because a bunch of old guys from the Middle Ages wrote a book and they say that you're supposed to. How shallow and dumb can you be just to take the words of a bunch of old guys who lived back in the days where they stoned unruly children, killed and abused and sold women around like cattle, and treated people of different color and different races like shit. I mean, but if that's the way you want to believe, then by all means, go for it. But God never teaches hate. Yeah. And unlike homosexuality, you can be taught to be a bigot. You can't be taught to be a homosexual. You're born a homosexual. You're not born a bigot. In the end, though, this whole fight is over absolutely nothing. All it is the prejudice and bigotiousness of a group of people who do not want to accept change, who do not want to respect other people, and who do not want to move out of the dark ages of our world and come into the light and understand that all people are created equal. All people are born equal. And we are all in the same boat together on this wonderful little planet that we call Earth. And, it's just sad that people fight so hard to not respect another human being. I don't know why you'd want to fight to cause hatred towards another group of people. But in the end, that's all it is. These people that get up and speak and they ask you to, actors, to do these videos for them, and these governors that veto things, they know the fear doesn't exist. They know that there's all these lies they're making up are stupid and have no point to them. But they do it in order for you to support their prejudice and hate because they want to see things stay the same. And if we allowed them to control this world all this time, well, I'm sure you'd know that our world would be a pretty chaotic place. People would still be slaves, black people would still be segregated from white people, and women would have no rights whatsoever. But, that's the point of my video, and if you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe. If you didn't, then, go ahead and get off my page. But, like I say in all my videos, if you want to leave a message, make sure it's respectful. If it's not respectful and has anti-gay slurs or anything in it, I'm just going to remove it and I'll block you. So, go ahead and have a nice day.
It won't be gone. Big up, big up.